Hi, I'm Dan Cote-Rosen, and you are listening to Coffee in the Park with Jennifer and Cam.
It's cold.
It's so cold.
I mean, it's cold in here. It's just cold. It's winter's coming, I think. Can I say that?
No. You cannot say that.
Well, it's almost October, but it's cold.
It just turned fall. You can't say winter's coming.
The leaves are falling. It's cold. Although today's supposed to go to like 25 degrees.
I know. It's that fun time of year where you're not really sure what to wear.
I know. It's layer weather.
It is
You
layer
dress
weather.
warm in the morning, and by afternoon, you're like stripped
Exactly.
down. Well, not totally stripped down, but
that
you know
could
what
be
I'm saying.
another show
I know
altogether.
That could be another show. But yeah, it's fall, and well, whether we like it or not, winter's kind of coming. And we want to let everybody know that we are coming to you from the Wall Coffee Roasters in the heart of beautiful downtown Atchison. And so hey, it's I think Michael turned the heat up in here.
Well, this is why I'm drinking a very hot beverage right now.
Yes, that's right, because we're cold. And it's kind of awesome. And so, hey, thanks everybody for joining in again and listening to us. This is really awesome. Glad you're listening. And hey, want to tell you that we have some important people that make this show happen. And Wing Snob, want to tell everybody about Wing Snob. If you have not been to Wing Snob, you got to go to Wing Snob.
You have to go to Wing Snob. Best wings you'll ever have.
Best wings, you know why? Because they are...
Fresh, never frozen,
Fresh, never frozen. 16 flavors, 4 rubs. Absolutely incredible. Your favorite is Snobby Q. We say that every week.
Every time.
Mine is Parmesan, but you like dill too. Dill is pretty cool. Plus, they got the most amazing Parmesan fries. They got this cornbread that you'll die for. You'd think you're like down in Texas eating wings. Come on now.
Texas, hey?
Well, not really.
Not really.
The cornbread's really good.
The cornbread.
It reminded me of Texas. So, like,
there are 10 locations.
10 locations
in
all across Edmonton.
Area.
That's right.
Yes.
And they're expanding into Calgary and into Grand Prairie and all over the place. And I'm telling you, folks, Wing Snob, some of the best wings you'll ever have. You can get traditional and
boneless.
Or
you can order
both.
The 50-50 pack.
Yeah, because some people like to have the bones in the chicken wings. I have a friend who actually eats the bones. But anyways, I'm just saying.
Again, that could be a whole other podcast.
We should have him on the podcast. But anyway, Wing Snob wings are the best wings you're ever going to have. And if you don't have plans for dinner tonight, take the family down and get a family pack. And they've started their Oilers game pack.
Oh,
yeah,
that's exciting.
I know. So you'll have to check out www.wingsnob.ca. They got their Oilers game pack. They got lots of stuff going on. Appreciate Wing Snob. Love it. Pretty soon we're going to have Mike Chatty on the podcast, and he's going to do Flavor of the Month.
Can't wait.
I'm excited about that. And we also want to let you know about some other important people to us, and that is Mprint.
Mprint. Sign and print solution right here in Atchison.
That's right. For all your printing needs, everything from your business cards, pamphlets, brochures, whatever you need, they'll even wrap.
And not Christmas wrap.
Not Christmas wrap.
No.
And not wrap as in wrap, but they'll wrap your vehicle.
They'll wrap your vehicle.
That's right.
They'll wrap your motorhome. They even wrapped a helicopter once.
I know. They are incredible at what they do. Their work is fantastic. I'm telling you, you're not going to find a more professional printing service than Mprint Printing. No matter how big or how small, whatever you need, they'll do it for you. Whether you're local, long distance, wherever you are, give Mprint a call. www.mprint.ca. Don and Jan, amazing people and their crew over there. And so, hey, listen, if you're needing something printed, I'd go talk to those guys because they are amazing. I am very excited about today's program.
Oh, I am too.
Me too, because this guest is amazing, has an amazing story. For a lot of reasons.
Well, and it's almost perfect timing because the season just really is starting to kick off here,
Cam. That's right. So, Jennifer, you get to do the honors.
Our guest today is Dan Cote-Rosen. So, welcome, Dan.
Yay!
Thank you for having me. Great to be here.
And Dan is we want to get your title right.
We're going to let him say it.
Okay, yeah, you say it, because I always get it wrong. You are the...
VP of Marketing at OEG Sports and Entertainment.
That's right. OEG being the Oilers, Edmonton Oilers.
Entertainment Group.
Yes. The Edmonton Oilers. For those of you who aren't in Edmonton that are listening somewhere else, the Oilers are the team that went to the Stanley Cup last year. But anyway... I'm just saying, because I just want people to know. Like
last 2 years.
I wasn't going to say the last 2 years, but Dan is the guy who makes them look good in front of everybody. Dan, Good to have you.
Thanks so much for having me. Really happy to be here.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Good to
This
see
is a busy time for you.
It's a busy time. It's an exciting time. We're all, we've had 4 preseason games at home now, and we're fired up for October 8th, home opener, Battle of Alberta.
Battle of Alberta,
coming
yeah.
to town, so
It's always a great game, isn't it?
is.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
So your job is to get her all out there and get her going and get the name out there and
get the pageantry ready, absolutely. And we've had a lot of hockey here in the last few seasons. We've had some great deep playoff runs, which is amazing. And our fans have been so incredibly supportive. We're so lucky to have this fan base here in oil country. And now it's just about reigniting that passion,
Right.
and getting people back down to Rogers Place for another, what will hopefully be a great season.
Dan, I was thinking about this the other day, and most people, if you don't have a team in any professional sports, but let's just say hockey. So the Oilers the last 2 years have gone all the way to the Stanley Cup. Most people forget that ends in June, roughly,
June.
right?
Yeah.
Late
Yeah,
June?
late June.
Like late June. And hockey for them, for the players, starts again, well,
They're training
They're
all
training
summer.
all
but,
summer, yeah.
A lot of the players are back late August
Yeah.
to start skating.
I mean,
it's a
so
short
if you're
off-season.
in a city with a team that goes to the playoffs and makes it all the way, and then you got to start up again, you guys don't have much of a break, do you?
A lot of people will say, hey, well, the summer is typically your time to chill out. You guys take a foot off the gas a little bit. But that's really when the bulk of our planning is getting
Of
done.
course.
Right.
And
planning for the new year.
Renewing our season seats, and then we go into selling half seasons, quarter seasons,
Right.
power packs. That's all happening during
Yeah.
the summer. We've got, on our partnership side, those guys have to get a lot of their work done before
Right.
the season even
Yes,
starts, because
that's
that's
right.
what they're selling.
Yeah.
So, if the work's not done by now, we're playing catch up.
That's
the rest
right.
of the way.
And I'm just going to say this. Kudos to the Oilers, probably on the partnership side. Kudos to you guys. You brought on Brickhouse
Yes.
Beef Jerky to be selling their beef jerky at Rogers.
Yep.
And I'm telling you, folks, well, we've had them on the podcast.
We have.
Yep.
Trevor and
Amazing.
Amanda,
Have you
yes.
ever tried their beef jerky?
Of course.
Oh,
of course.
come on. It's the best you'll ever have.
Yep.
And so, that's good for you. Kudos for you guys. Great little business doing a great job.
And they're going to be a partner of our loyalty program as well,
Oh,
Oilers Loyalty
okay.
Rewards, which we're super excited about. That's a part of the marketing program we're really excited about.
Yeah.
They've joined that as well. So we love, when local companies do extremely well,
Yeah.
we can, help to platform them at Rogers Place.
Good
But
for you guys, because a lot of times people think that big sports guys, teams, and all that kind of stuff, they just sponsor like Pepsi and Coke and all those. And here's a local company doing a great job, and you guys,
Yeah.
I think it's fantastic. Kudos on you.
Thank you. And we
Good
love
job.
Pepsi too.
Yeah, yes.
We love Pepsi
Let's-
too.
let's-
right?
let's-
You guys,
Put that in.
gummy bears. Who's the
Haribo.
Haribo.
Oh, last
Yeah.
year I got to meet at one of the games. We were invited to a little meet and greet, and I got to meet the German distributor.
Right.
I forget
Right.
her name. I asked her if she'd be on the podcast. She said next time she come to Edmonton, she'd be on the podcast. And her job is she distributes gummy bears.
What a job that is.
What a job!
And they sponsor our Oilers drum and brass band.
Yes!
That parade around the concourse, before the game, intermissions, and they've got their dancing gummy bears. It's such a perfect
Yes!
connection. Plus, we have Leon, who's German.
Yeah.
So that's one of those partnerships where it
And
just makes a lot
speaking
of
of
sense.
the drum band, did you know that we had them on the podcast? And then we had them at the ABA golf tournament this year. It was fantastic.
They were great.
Oh, it was the
so much
best.
fun.
It
Yeah.
was it was really cool.
There's
And they-
something about that kind of music, I think, that just makes people happy.
Absolutely.
They
Especially
were-
at 7:30 in the morning.
Oh man, as the carts were rolling out, and it was like, and they were great on the podcast. It's such a great story.
Absolutely.
So yeah, lots of Oilers connections. This has been so good. Now we have you. This is fantastic. But
But we want to know where it first all started.
where did it start for Dan Cote-Rosen?
That's right. So, Dan, tell us a little bit about where you grew up.
Well, I bounced around a little bit. Was born in Montreal, and very quickly, my dad worked for Alcan Aluminum.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And he worked in a role that kind of took him all over the place. So when I was young, we moved to France. We lived in the south of France for 3 years.
Oh, France.
I didn't get to experience a ton of that. I got to learn French. French basically
Right.
became my first language for a few
okay.
years. Much more glamorous, I think, for my parents living in the south of France. But
Yeah.
3 years there, and then Brazil for 2 years.
Oh, my goodness.
Living in Rio. Again, great spot for my folks.
Yeah, yeah.
We didn't get to enjoy it as much. I didn't learn any Portuguese.
No.
And then back to Canada when I was a youngster and settled in Mississauga, so just outside Toronto.
How old were you when you came back to Canada? Seven. Yeah. So by now, you've been a world traveler. Most kids they'd dream of that.
Right. Right. Wow. You know, and I don't know how much I really appreciated it.
Yeah.
I remember little bits and pieces, but for me, it was something that was just normal.
Yeah.
I didn't really...
Because it's what your mom and dad did. That's what you did.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But then, 7 is still pretty young, and I got to have a really normal Canadian upbringing, growing up in a suburb of Toronto, and stayed there until the university, went back to Montreal for school.
Wow.
Played football at McGill.
Oh, okay.
So that was kind of that was I'm my boss, Stu McDonald at the Oilers. One of the first things he ever said to me was, we kind of joked around about our skating abilities.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Don't ever let them see you skate. You're gonna lose all respect, all credibility." So I always seem to be double.
Don't you love people that just encouragers? Don't do that. Yeah.
On we have a family holiday skate that takes place at the arena in December, and I always seem to be double booked. I feel bad for the kids. The kids don't get to experience it, but
I love that. You gotta love those people who are really honest in our lives. And I swam in high school. I was on the swim team, and one day my coach pulled me aside and said, "Cam, you're pretty good." And I was fast, but he said, you got a problem. He said, your hands are too small. You'll never just find something else. Yeah. So I had to go find something else. But anyway.
We all have something.
We all have something.
Okay, but growing up and back and forth between Toronto and Montreal comes the ultimate question.
Yes.
Habs, Leafs, neither.
Yes, Habs, Leafs, neither.
My parents were big Habs fans.
Oh.
I did grow up with the Leafs as a child.
Yeah.
And those were a lot of really bad teams, except for, 90.
We won't make a comment
For people who are listening that don't follow hockey, the Toronto Maple Leafs have not won the Stanley Cup since 1967.
1967.
Yeah.
Have, as far as I'm aware, have never won more than 2 playoff rounds.
Right, yeah.
In the history of their franchise.
Yes, I know. And we're spoiled in Edmonton, obviously. We're spoiled, but they're supposed to be the hockey dynasty legend. Wow. Anyway, that's a whole other podcast right there. So you played hockey, or you played football.
Yep.
What position?
Defensive back.
Oh, okay.
Defensive halfback.
Yeah. Did you have any grander ideas of moving on to CFL?
Well,
NFL?
I did, but no one else seemed to. Which is a pretty significant factor. I didn't play very much.
That's the best way to put it.
I was on the CFL draft list, and shockingly,
Nobody
called.
Nobody did it. Yeah.
No calls.
So no calls. Yeah.
That was a dream that was snuffed out. I knew that was not going to be a future for me. But just such a great way to make lifelong friends, and just the camaraderie and the having those teammates.
Sure.
And beautiful stadium in Montreal where the Alouettes play as well.
Yeah.
But that was never going to be an option for me.
Right.
I knew that I wasn't blessed with any real athletic ability.
Yeah.
But talked my way onto the team and had a lot of fun. And but then graduation came, and I actually was lucky enough to move back to Toronto and work for Coors. Coors Canada.
So what did you take in university? What was your degree?
I took a Bachelor of Arts degree.
Okay.
My dad was in business with Alcan a long time, and he said, he really pushed that BA because he said you can't put a price on just learning how to create compelling arguments. Learn how to read well, learn how to write well, which seem like such basic things.
Sure.
But I can't tell you how often I lean on those very skills, which I don't want to sound too old here, but I feel like those are disappearing skills in our world. And
I think technology has a lot to do with that, but I think you're right. I think you're absolutely right.
Those are still foundational skills in my opinion.
And I, to be honest, and I know we're not talking about, I worry about that even with AI. And where we're going with that.
Sure.
Kids, and not just kids, but people aren't learning their reading, their writing skills, their comprehension skills, all that kind of stuff.
And
so it's a different day for sure.
I'm not saying anything revolutionary here, but AI is a tool.
Yeah.
It can't replace the
No, you're right. Yeah.
And we AI is becoming more and more prevalent in our world too.
For sure.
But it's got to be a tool to use and not something
That's
that we
right.
just fall back
That
on.
we
I don't need to learn
that
this
we
anymore.
rely on to do our work. Yeah. All right. So you went to work for Coors.
Went to work for Coors.
The beer people.
The beer people.
Yep.
And this was early 2000s when Coors was really undergoing a huge brand shift.
Okay.
You know, from a kind of a lazy Sunday afternoon, slow pitch golf beer to an exciting beer that was going to be marketed towards younger people.
Right.
They had a partnership with Maxim magazine, which was a very
Okay.
popular
yeah.
publication
Yeah.
at the time.
Yeah. That was a cool guys magazine. If you were a
Back
cool
in the-
guy, you read Maxim. I didn't. I don't think I was. I'm just saying I didn't. Anyway, it was. It had cool things in it. Yeah.
It was
Anyway.
it was a really fun place to work at the time, and what it did was show me the power of smart marketing.
Right.
They decided that they wanted to shift who was drinking their beer,
Yeah.
and let's be honest, people, going out to nightclubs, bars to drink Coors Light were going to consume more than
Yeah.
one or two at a golf course or during a slow pitch
Right,
game.
right, yeah.
And they were trying to shift that whole perception, and I got to see firsthand the power of compelling marketing, persuasive marketing,
Right.
brand marketing.
So what was your job? Your job was to
My job was
work
field marketing.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
literally
So you were out in
You
the
were
I
out.
was out there doing
Yes.
it. I was wearing the logo on my shirt. I was setting up the satellite bars, putting up the inflatables, sampling, doing all the support for
Yeah.
the festivals that the brand was sponsoring at the time.
Front line.
Frontline,
Yeah.
and this is really what it's not anything too special now in 2025, but in 2003, experiential marketing was brand new.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was something that was just
Yeah.
starting to take off, and it was again really cool to just see the power of it and just see the power of being able to put what we call liquid to lips.
Right.
Hey, that's pretty good, and then
I like that.
if
Liquid to lips.
you start someone if
That's good, eh?
It's a good
Yeah.
line.
there's anecdotal and probably researched evidence as well that typically the first drink that someone will have during a social occasion is what they'll continue to drink
Right.
for the
For a
remainder
long-
of
yeah.
the evening.
Yeah.
So just getting that first sip to
Right,
them,
right.
and it was a great experience.
And how long were you with them? Coors.
I was with Coors for about 2 years.
Okay.
And I enjoyed field marketing, but then Coors and Molson merged.
Oh.
And
didn't know that.
this is
Really?
So
Okay.
now it's one company.
Yeah,
just
yeah.
Coors, but
Yes.
they
Yeah.
at the time they were separate.
Who bought who? Did Coors buy Molson or did Molson buy Coors?
It was what they call a merger of equals.
Yeah.
In Canada, Molson was obviously the
oh,
bigger
it was
company.
the beer. Yeah, for sure.
In the United States, Coors was the
was
bigger
the-
yeah,
company.
yeah. Wow.
So I think if you look at it overall, Coors
Yeah.
acquired Molson, but it was pretty balanced. And
Yeah,
in Canada,
yeah.
Molson was still the major player.
That's a big deal, actually, because Molson. I mean, for Canadians, that's a big deal. That's a big beer.
Definitely.
Like it was a big deal.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And then Anheuser-Busch acquired Labatt
Yeah.
just around the same time, maybe a little bit earlier.
Right.
But my next role would have been in sales. And at that point, I had become so enamored with the world of marketing. That was the path I decided I wanted to follow.
Right.
And I was really fortunate to get a job working for Corby Distillery, so still in beverage alcohol, as an
okay.
assistant brand manager.
Yeah.
And my first portfolio was Wiser's,
Oh.
which at the time, Wiser's Canadian whiskey.
Yeah.
Lots of another bunch of mergers on that side, and Canadian Club had been the brand they had focused on previously. Now
Right.
it was Wiser, so we got to create this really fun Wiserhood campaign in the mid 2000s, which did really well. And I just kind of progressed in my career, beverage alcohol, Corby, a few other companies,
Right.
progressive roles, and just really got to live and enjoy firsthand the power of
Yeah.
strong brand marketing.
And that was all in Montreal.
Toronto.
Toronto. Sorry,
Yeah.
Toronto. Okay,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
Toronto. And now sports. When does sports come into the picture?
So I received a call in April 2016.
Yep.
About a possible role with the Edmonton Oilers, OEG. This was just the end of Connor's first season in
Yeah,
Edmonton. Rogers Place was
Connor McDavid. Just in case you don't know, I don't know who wouldn't know that, but just saying.
Probably non-hockey people wouldn't
Non-hockey
know that.
people wouldn't
Well,
know
you know,
that.
Connor, you got Connor Brown. You
Yeah,
got
it's
different
true.
Connor
That's all.
Connors.
The Connors, yeah. There's really only one Connor. But anyways, yeah. But here's my question.
Yeah, sure.
How did they call you? Like when you say they in 2016 were they headhunting? Did they hear about you? You were doing such a great job with Wisers. They thought we need this guy for the Oilers. Is that how that happened? Or
It was a recruiter.
Okay.
Who actually and this really speaks to the power of networking. And you never know who you're going to cross paths with in life. This was a recruiter who had previously worked on the HR people and culture team when I was at Coors. We worked at Coors together. She was in a much more senior position. And she had actually placed me in that first assistant brand manager role at Corby.
Right.
And then many years later, she had taken on the OEG portfolio and was searching for this marketing director at the time. And she contacted me about that opportunity.
So how did that feel, having the Oilers? Were you super excited? I mean, how does that feel when the Oilers call?
It was really exciting. In the back of my head, my goal had always been to work in sports marketing, professional sports. It's not something that I had assumed would happen, just because the opportunities are so few and far between.
Well, that's the thing, right? They're rare. And
I had a few interviews, and I felt pretty good about my chances, and I was offered the role. And then it happened really quickly. I think it was less than 60 days between the time I was offered the role and had started my first day at OEG. Wow. That's, moving across the country.
How'd you feel about moving to Edmonton from Toronto?
Well, it's a bit of a culture shift.
It was.
Yeah, it's a bit of a change, Smaller.
I had been a few times for work in my previous roles in beverage alcohol, and I'll tell you, the last time I had come before interviewing with OEG was in 2015, and I was doing some market tours with the sales rep. I worked at Miller at the time.
Okay,
brewing company, and he had taken me down to a place that existed at the time called Mercer Tavern.
Yeah.
Which doesn't exist anymore, but right across the street from Rogers Place. And a really cool spot, restored old brick building. And then you could see Rogers Place across the street now. Like, the frame was up. They were about a year and a half away from completing construction. This is like May of 2015. And it was the first time I had visited Edmonton where I felt like, hey, this city feels like it's on the edge of something really cool, something really special. Reminded me of some other places I'd been, on the cusp of. Just something different was about to happen, and that really stuck in my mind as I was considering the role and accepting the role. And a big part of the conversation that we'd had during my interview process was the opportunity to not only work on this iconic sports brand, the Oilers, but also have a small opportunity to impact the future of this city in a way.
That's the one thing about Edmonton is there always is an expectation of something great's going to happen. For a long time, we were called the City of Champions. We had a championship hockey team. We had a championship football team. We were the City of Champions. And then that kind of fizzled a little bit. But you're right. There always is this expectation in Edmonton that something great's going to happen because we've experienced it.
There's so much, engineering intellect and capability in this city, and the work ethic is second to none. You've got so many hard workers, people that are just responsible, keep their head down, and there was now this opportunity, I think, with Ice District building to think of our city on a grander scale.
That's right.
And not be ashamed to build something great.
Ice District has changed everything hugely for the city of Edmonton in terms of...
It's been neat to see.
We're not just an oil city anymore. We're not just a gas city. They're actually...
And we are still, obviously so proud of oil and gas and the legacy.
Sure.
But we can be more than just that.
We can be more than that, All right. So now you come to work for the Oilers.
Come to work for the Oilers. It's June of 2016, and it's, a bit of culture shock for sure. But mostly it's just... trying to wrap my head around this new industry. When I was working in beverage alcohol, you'd have 6, 12, 18 months to put together a campaign. If you were going to make a strategic shift in one of your brands, you had a lot of time to think about it. A lot of
sports
levers.
Isn't that way.
No. Sports, I think my second or third day here, the team traded Taylor Hall. And he was at the time the face of the team.
That's
we had to get every... location, the airport, the mall,
anywhere where his brand
was up. And that had to come down overnight. And I had never worked on such short timelines before. So that was a really good introduction to the speed at which this industry moves.
And this was also a period of time where the team wasn't doing real good. Like, or I think what's more fair to say, well, they weren't. Let's just be honest. But again, because of the expectations in Edmonton that we're supposed to always have a winning team.
10 years without playoffs.
Yeah, like here we had won 5 Stanley Cups.
Yep.
And now no Stanley Cups.
Right.
A lot of pressure on you guys.
Right.
Not just on the players, but on you guys too.
And everything has to work together.
Yeah.
You know, you need a strong business operations hand in hand with strong hockey operations because one kind of funds the other, but the other one fuels the other. So it has to be cohesive.
Was it ever tough selling the Oilers? Was there ever a period of time where it was... Because now...
You'd have to ask my predecessor.
Yeah, okay,
because I
fair.
feel like I've been extremely fortunate.
Right.
That the window that I've been here, you know.
The new arena helped everything. Like the new arena was huge.
The 2 best players in the world.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
Those are really great tools to have at our disposal.
To market and to sell.
But, you know, we certainly can't take anything for granted.
Yeah.
And after that first season, the team made the playoffs. We came within an overtime period of making the Western Conference Final. That was my first season working for the team, and I thought, oh, this is great. This is going to be easy. 5 rings in the next 5 years.
To the old Oilers. Yeah.
And, you know, the next 2 seasons, we didn't make the playoffs.
Well,
and that was kind of, you know, back down to earth. And then there was a bit of a reset. And the team kind of, I think, Connor really found his identity as a leader, and they brought a bunch of great players in surrounding him, and you've got, you know, Leon, Nuge, Darnell.
So, you know, you're doing this role, things are going well. All of a sudden, the world starts to change.
Yes.
And hockey changed, and how we enjoyed everything in life changed. Tell us about that time. And how, with you as the marketer, what do you do in that situation when all of a sudden you can't have people coming to the arena anymore?
Right, but Edmonton was unique in all of that. Yeah, COVID comes and
and you know, I'll start, I guess, from the beginning of COVID. And for us, we were hosting a season seat holder breakfast the morning of March 13th.
Oh yeah,
and. You know, we had been talking the night before. I think the NBA had suspended its season the
night
previous
before.
We had a game against Winnipeg at Rogers Place, and we were kind of all flying blind at the time. Nobody knew exactly what the right way to go was. Let's see who shows up for this breakfast. Yeah. And we had pretty good attendance, and I believe Jack Michaels was emceeing the event that morning, and there was a lot of questions about, you know, what's going to happen, and nobody really had any answers at that point. And then things started escalating pretty quickly. We went into a bit of a shutdown until, Kim, as you mentioned, Edmonton was selected as one of the 2 hub cities for the remainder of the 2020 season.
Right.
I can't imagine internally what you got. I mean, for everybody on their own level, on their own scale, whatever their business was. But a professional sports team, and now you don't know. Like you said it perfect. Yeah. Nobody knew. Yeah. Nobody knew. Yeah. And here they're shutting you down. Your bread and butter is people coming to the arena and watching a hockey game.
Yeah.
Without that, you really don't have anything. Maybe some TV rights and things like that. But you guys, what was that like inside? What were those conversations like? Were they?
Well, as of, I think, the next week, we all had to start working from home.
Right.
So nobody was even going into the office at that point. Everyone had kind of dispersed.
Yeah.
And we come from an industry where you're there every day. You're at the arena. It's so important to the way we run our business.
It's a team.
So working remotely was a really bizarre kind of feeling. And, you know, the first little while I was spending time trying to procure face masks with our Oilers logo on it, which seems so surreal at the time.
I love that, with our Oilers logo on it.
It was almost impossible to get. Manufacturers started ramping up, but it was hard to get anything at that point. Supply chains had just shut down. We were trying to keep busy. We were trying to add value wherever we could, but there was just, like I said, so much uncertainty. And then even when the NHL selected Edmonton as a hub city location, there was only a handful of people that were working inside the arena.
So we should explain that for listeners, that the NHL decided how many cities there were? 2 cities, Edmonton and Toronto. And during COVID, only Edmonton and Toronto hosted hockey games. Eastern Conference, Western Conference. No other teams were playing in their own arenas. Just Edmonton or Toronto. That was it.
That's it.
And so, they came.
They came in Edmonton, kind of qualified for the qualifier playoffs before kind of getting into the main draw, and we lost to Chicago.
Yeah.
But the tournament carried on
in Edmonton,
and then eventually when the Eastern Conference finalists, which was Tampa, I believe, from Toronto, came to Edmonton to play that year's Stanley Cup finals.
It was the most unique, bizarre. Were you in the arena at all during that
Not
time?
really. No. And anyone that was there had to do a daily COVID test. I had no justifiable reason to be there, and they were really trying to limit. Unless you had game operations.
I felt like the people who worked there they almost had to sleep there. I know they didn't, but that's almost how it was, right?
You were basically inside the bubble, or you
couldn't go out. And then when you came back, it was weird, just weird. Wow, weird times.
It was very strange.
As we talk about it now, and it seems like forever ago, but it seems like yesterday. It was such weird times.
It was very weird times. But Dan, something also happened during this time
COVID.
of COVID.
For you.
Mm-hmm. Tell us a little bit about
I love this part. I love this part of the story.
Well, they say idle hands are the devil's workshop.
Okay.
Someone said that. I think it's a quote, right?
Stay tuned, folks. The best is yet to come.
And as I was mentioning, I was out of the bubble. And we were waiting to find out when, because there was that second wave of COVID that kind of flared up in October, November of 2020. And so now we didn't know when hockey was coming back. And I was looking for something to kind of occupy myself. And I love hamburgers. I love cheeseburgers. I think you need cheese on it.
This is so great. This is like,
And there's a particular type of burger that I really enjoy that I just felt like you could not find in Edmonton. So with the help of some YouTube videos and a lot of time on my hands, I decided to create the kind of burger that I felt was missing from this city. And I had a vision one night, and the name came to me, the logo came to me, Flatboy Burgers. And the next day I secured the URL, the website. I trademarked the name because I couldn't believe that no one had done this kind of thin smash style burger. And one of our amazing designers, I want to give him a shout out, Cristobal Castellan, who I work with at OEG. He was also, had some time. And I sent him a sketch. I'm like, Chris, I've got this vision for this. And so he took it and cleaned it up and made it beautiful. And I started making smash burgers in my own kitchen. In my kitchen.
So how did, like, all day you were just making burgers, or how's your family doing it? Like, were they loving this? Dad's making burgers, or?
Well, at the time it was just me.
Oh, okay.
I was in a condo downtown and
making burgers all day long.
Yeah, I
love it.
And a big part of it, like the burger part, was easy. It was, how do I get my food safety certification? How do I get licensed by the province? I need to get a city business
during
license.
COVID.
Right. So that was the part that I knew nothing about.
I
really had to learn about. And at the same time, every night I would make the burgers, and I was just delivering them, or friends were coming to pick them up.
Really?
Just to try to get a little bit of buzz out there.
Yeah.
And then people that I didn't know started reaching out and asking if they could get one. And so then I felt like, okay, we've got something here. And I found a location in Edmonton where you could rent a commercial kitchen space by the hour.
Yeah.
So a full flat top, which you need to make these kind of burgers. And I hired somebody who had a little bit of experience working. But again, this was all just kind of a flyer.
Yeah.
And I think
this is great.
The timing of this is a little crazy because the evening that I found out that I had received my full AHS food license, the next morning I was called back to full-time work with the others because we were going back to playing. That was the season that we played at home but with no fans.
Right.
That was a bridge season. Canadian teams comprised
Yes.
the North Division.
Yeah. Watching hockey, no fans in the seat. It was odd.
We had these big tarps
The
covering
tarps,
the
That's
yes.
right. Yeah, covering them. Yeah.
But at that point, I said, well, I've made it this far, so why don't I work full-time for OEG? And everybody at OEG kind of knew about this little side project of mine. And we're extremely
'Cause you were
supportive, I
giving them
must
burgers.
say. Yeah.
And feeding them burgers.
And, but I needed to figure out if they tasted good or not.
Yeah.
So I decided, well, I can still do Flatboy Friday night and Saturday. And so that's what I did. And, it really kind of took off. And
Where was your first restaurant?
the first location was that commercial space in Edmonton, kind of on the southeast side in an industrial park, basically.
Oh, okay.
And then we started talking to Sea Change,
Right.
Yes.
the beer company, and they were really interested in what we were doing. So I struck a deal with those guys, and they kind of took on more of an operational role, just given that I was now being pulled back. And
To your real
job.
Yeah.
and it's not something you can really
No.
have us. It's just
Sure.
the commitment is too great, and that's my passion. That's what I'm here to do.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to see Flatboy kind of die on the vine.
No. It's something good. It was awesome.
So-
it's awesome.
We were able to create a great partnership agreement.
Yeah.
They moved the business to Granite Curling Club.
Yes.
Where it kind of took on its next phase of life. And that was probably for a year or so.
I just want to say I loved going to the curling club to have a burger. It was the most unique experience of my entire. I remember the first time I went, and I was with somebody here, and I said, "You're kidding! You're kidding!" I said, "You're kidding! Come on, serious?" And then it was amazing. It was the best. The only thing is nobody was curling. I thought I got to come when people are curling, and you're sitting there watching curling, eating one of these most fantastic burgers I've ever had in my life, and that's no lie because I've eaten a lot of cheeseburgers, as you can tell. So
Thank you, Cam.
it was amazing.
Thank you.
It was amazing.
And from there, Sea Change was building out a beautiful space for one of their other brands, Shitties.
Yeah.
And they had this great space called the Rumpus Room, and they wanted Flatboy to come in and be the food provider inside Shitties, and that's where we've been for the last year and a half, I would say.
And it's awesome. Shitties is awesome.
Shitties is awesome. Sea Change
I
is
went
awesome.
on Friday, and I sat. This is going to sound like this isn't like a woe is me story, but I sat all by myself at the counter, and I loved it. And I had a chocolate shake and a cheeseburger, and I'm telling you, no, I'm serious.
No, I believe you.
There I sat, and it was like dying and going to heaven. It was the greatest, and that's already after I'd had lunch. If my wife's listening, I'm dead. But nonetheless, I'd had lunch, and then I stopped.
You look great.
I stopped to have a burger all by myself. It was so good. I thought, we're doing Dan on Monday. I gotta have a burger.
Sometimes you have to.
Yeah.
So, and
you've done well. Like you really, it's amazing.
We've got a couple more locations opening.
Okay.
Oh, that's
It's
great.
exciting.
Any around here? Like if you need space in Atchison, we could arrange that.
We'll get here. Beaumont is next.
Okay.
And excited to say that we've got a space down in Calgary.
Oh, okay.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
So that'll probably be sometime next summer.
Folks, you heard it here. I don't know if you hear it first, but you hear it. Flatboy is coming to Calgary.
Yep.
Yeah.
But something really cool, and I don't want to create an implied endorsement here, but as I was leaving the arena this morning to drive out here to meet with you fine folks, we have a big concert at the arena tonight. I'm not going to say who it is because, again, I don't want to imply any endorsement, but we always have all the tour buses and the trucks lined up on the east side of the arena.
Yes. Yeah.
And our Flatboy delivery van was parked in amongst all those tour buses this morning.
Really?
So obviously the band that's performing tonight, or maybe one of their openers, had looked up, best burgers in Edmonton.
See, this is great.
I
I hope, Dan, as a marketer, you took photos of the van because
videos, photos,
and
everything.
it's the kind of thing, and this is, it just happened to be what I saw as I was pulling out of the arena.
That's awesome.
You couldn't script this.
Yeah.
And it's such a nice feeling to be like, hey, we're having an impact, and there's people outside of our market even that.
Right.
I love this story. This to me is just one of the. I mean, there's a lot of great stories that have come out of COVID because there's a lot of heartbreak that came out of COVID. Mm-hmm. But those great stories. This to me has always been one of those really great stories of what you did and you had a dream.
Yeah.
And you went after your dream in the midst of when most people were going, who knows what next?
I'll be honest.
This is crazy.
I had, what I thought was enough kind of to live on for 6-7 months without going into my savings until hockey came back.
Yeah.
And I, probably somewhat foolishly took all that money and put it right into Flatboy up front. So I didn't really give myself much of a choice.
Sure. Yeah.
There was no other option. Luckily, hockey did come back, but sometimes you just need to take a chance. And
so I'm just going to say right here now, what I love about Flatboy Burgers the most, outside of the fact they taste amazing, they are smash burgers, which you're right, it's hard to find a good smash. There's a lot of people who attempt to do a smash burger, but don't know how to do it. There's an art to it.
Yeah.
It's crispy edges. It's amazing. Anyway, you do the burger. You don't waste your time. You don't have like jalapeno, onion ring, fry burgers. You have burgers. Burgers. It's just burgers and fries.
Cam's very excited right now.
No,
Everybody.
I really am, because you don't find those kind of places. They're just, and they're great, and
Small
they
menu.
taste great, and they're homemade. You can tell.
Great people. Yeah, it's the people that we've been so lucky with, the people that we have that work at the Rumpus Room, work for Flatboy. It's the people are everything.
Great atmosphere. It's a wonderful place to just go
people
have a
that
burger.
care.
You've done well, my friend.
It doesn't work.
You've done really well. And so,
Good
I'm so excited to hear that it's expanding. That really excites me. And like I say, Atchison, it would be a great place. But anyway, nonetheless, that's really cool. You're still going with the Oilers. You're still going strong. The Oilers are going strong. New season starting up.
But we're
anything exciting you want to tell us?
I will say we've launched a really cool new product. If I could, talk to you about that.
Absolutely.
So we now have quarter season seats.
Okay.
Which is something we used to have these 11-game power packs. We now have quarter season seats. So you basically get all the benefits of being a season seat holder with a 10-11 game package.
Right.
Which to me is amazing. It's a really nice number of games. If you're not looking for a share partner,
right.
It's a perfect number of games to go to in a season. You get all these great benefits. You can do like our 8-pay program, so you're paying $120 a month after your initial deposit, and you're a season seat holder.
For a professional NHL hockey game? That's amazing.
And I mean, one of the best teams in the league.
And if not the best, still, well, I'm a little, the best, But wow.
We're really excited about that. We're excited about this season. That was just me putting on my marketing hat for 1 second. But
no, I think that's great.
In terms of the season in general, we've got some great new coaches that we had a chance to meet as an organization a couple of weeks ago at our internal kickoff. And they're bringing a lot of new ideas and a lot of excitement. We have incredible players. We've got some exciting young players that everyone's excited to see, if they can stick around and what they might do.
Sure.
So, listen, I need to remind myself sometimes as well, like, this is the best job in the city. It's the best organization.
Next to working at Flatboy, it's probably the best job in the city.
I'm so lucky.
And if I worked at that Flatboy, if you ever need somebody, just call. I'll come.
Okay.
That's amazing. But well, you guys do a fabulous job.
Well, I actually have another question.
Okay.
And this is marketing related, because I saw the teaser of it. I love the new merchandise. I love
the new jerseys. The new.
I think it looks so sharp.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I can't wait to go get the new merchandise.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Were you a part of that, Dan?
Yes, absolutely.
You guys did fabulous on that.
It's my favorite in a very long time.
Yeah, I agree. It's the whole. It's the new change. The change is it's fresh. It's exciting,
and it's kind of vintage.
But I was going to say it's a little bit vintage. Which, if you've been in Edmonton for a lot of years and cheered for the Oilers, it brings back that nostalgic sense. Yeah. But yet it's very retro and it's very
it's great.
We had this photo.
Listen to me. Sound like a fashion guy here.
We had this photo of some shelves in someone's shop and all these beautiful old cans of motor oil. And that that picture was something that we kept coming back to. The Heritage Classic jerseys were something that we really liked. We liked using that cream color, and we thought, wouldn't it be cool to make that the base color of a jersey? One of our designers, Brandon McMurchie, designed the uniform. This is the first time we've ever put Oil Country on the jersey, on the shoulder patch. That was really important to us. This is an ode to Oil Country, this jersey. We've still got the little oil drop inside the S. It's been, really interesting. Whenever you put something out in the world, You can't expect that 100% of the people are going to see
Of
things
course.
the way that you do. And I say this to my team all the time. You know, in the world, you've got people that like to build things, create things, and you've got people that like to tear things down.
Yeah.
And we're always going to choose a side of building things, putting
Love
things
it.
out there. It doesn't have to be universally admired or approved.
No, you're right. Not everybody's going to love everything.
And I think when people see this jersey on the ice, the full kit, we think it's spectacular. I've had 18 months to kind of get used to it.
Yeah.
But I think when people see it on the ice, and the feedback's been pretty good.
Yeah.
We're pretty happy. But I think as
looking forward
it
to it.
grows
I can
on
hardly
people,
wait.
We're really excited about it.
I'm excited.
And we got a really cool message. I'm not going to say who because I don't want to jinx anything, but somebody, you know, I would call a global superstar.
Yeah.
Inquired with the league office about getting themselves one of these jerseys. So that to me is like a pretty good sign that
I would say
we did
so.
something right.
That's
So
that's
maybe we'll see.
Wow,
if,
that's
you know,
cool.
Keep an eye on the paparazzi pages, I guess, over the next few months, and we'll see if that jersey makes an appearance.
That's cool. That's really cool. Well, you guys are doing a fabulous job. You really are.
Thank you.
I'm proud to be an Oilers fan. Always have. Always
Glad
will.
to have
be.
you.
Lived away for a number of years, and still when I lived away, wore my Oilers jersey with pride.
We appreciate that.
And it's awesome. So.
Final question.
Final question.
Okay, Dan, what is the best piece of advice you've been given either personally or professionally that you carry with you to this day?
I'll use something that I think we were just talking about, and that is to always assume positive intent. So in life, in business, in your personal relationships, you're going to encounter confrontation or differences of opinion. But if you, and this might not always be correct, but if you just put yourself in the place, in the shoes of the other person, and you try to think or assume that they're coming from a place of goodwill or good intent, it just completely changes the dynamic of whatever that challenge might be.
That's good.
You know, and I really think right now, especially, I don't want to get political, but everybody just taking maybe a log off the fire is it doesn't matter where you're coming from or what point of view you might have. Everyone taking a breath and just maybe at the end of the day, I think 99% of us are just trying to get by and do the best we can and treat our fellow humans with respect and kindness.
And that's good. That's a good.
It goes a long way.
That's
It's simple, but it goes a long way.
No, that's a good word. You're absolutely right. We're too ramped up right now. We need to take a step back, and it's about people. That's what it's about. It's about people.
Yeah,
so that's fantastic. Wow, this is great. I love what you do. I love your story.
Thank you.
I love what you're doing for the Oilers. I love what you're doing for Flatboy Burgers. EdmontonOilers.com, right?
Yep, that's right.
Flatboyburgers.com. Flatboyburgers.com. You got to go. If you live in Edmonton, I'm telling you right now, I'm not even kidding, folks. If you live in Edmonton, if you've never tried a Flatboy Burger, you got to go. And Shitty's is a great place to go to. There's lots of other stuff there, but you go for the burger and you'll end up having some of the other stuff. It's fantastic. And
Soon Beaumont,
soon Calgary. Soon Calgary, soon Atchison, soon somewhere
It'll be
close to me.
Downtown Atchison, of course.
You know, here's the thing. I'm just going to say this in closing because I love In-N-Out Burger. I love In-N-Out. I'm one of those In-N-Out guys. And I never felt there was anybody in Canada close to In-N-Out Burger till I had a Flatboy Burger. It's a different burger, but now it's Flatboy. I don't have to worry about In-N-Out. I got Flatboy.
Thank you.
So it's awesome.
Thank
Thanks for everything you do.
Thanks for the support. Thanks for having me today.
Yeah.
we're
Love
thrilled to
chatting
have
with
you.
you too.
Cool. Well,
Can't wait to get to a game.
no, I'm excited. Starts soon, and we'll be there, so I'm really excited about it, and it's going to be great, everybody. Hey, listen, thanks for listening today. What a great story, and if you're not an Oilers fan, well, you should become one. If you're a Toronto fan, I'm sorry. But anyways, that's all I'm going to say about that. So, hey, listen, thanks for listening. Tell a friend about the podcast. Tell a friend, tell a coworker, tell an enemy. If you don't have any friends, make one so you can tell them about the podcast wherever you get your podcasts or at www.coffeeinthepark.com.
And if you're looking for a place to have dinner tonight, check out Wing Snob.
Wing Snob. Here's what I would do if I were you. I'd go to Wing Snob and eat like 25 wings, and then I'd go to Flatboy and eat like 3 cheeseburgers. That's what I'd do. But anyways, Wing Snob, 16 flavors, 4 rubs, www.wingsnob.ca, imprint,
Imprint for all your printing needs.
All your printing needs.
Jan and Dawn are wonderful here in Atchison. www.mprint.ca.
Hey, thanks everybody for listening. Tell your friends. Subscribe.
Catch
you next time.
Thanks everyone.